What's going on, legends? It's your boy Errl Shatter here, and in today's video we're talking Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War first impressions. PlayStation players finally got access to the alpha. We're getting hands-on finally with this game. We get to kind of test things out, see what things we like, see what things maybe we don't like, just overall get a feel for the game and kind of get an idea of where we're going as we head towards launch. Before we jump into the rest of the video, if you guys do enjoy this content at any time, make sure you guys show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Throw an easy goal of 20 likes on today's video, as well as if you guys want to find your way back to the channel for more Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Black Ops Cold War content once that fully releases. Make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alright, so like I said, first impressions of the game. I want to say, when I first saw the trailer, I was pretty hyped about this game. I honestly feel like Treyarch is bringing us something that we can enjoy. It overall gives you the vibe of an older Call of Duty, maybe like a Black Ops 2 mixed with some Modern Warfare. So we jump into it and we kind of get a feel for the game. And the discovery I have is that so far I really do enjoy this game. The mechanics are a little bit different as we've been playing Modern Warfare for the past year, so it does take a little bit getting used to. I don't think the slide feature is insane. I think it actually works pretty well. It's kind of nice not to have bunny hopping in the game, but you can slide around the corner and jump and then take somebody out pretty quickly. So it's kind of crazy to see how these mechanics are different. But across the board, like I said, I feel like the game runs pretty smooth. When it comes to weapons, we obviously get hands-on to only some of the weapons so far, but I do feel like there is pretty much a solid balance between them all. I feel like the AK-74U might be a little bit better than some of the other weapons. I really enjoyed using what is the Uzi. I can't remember the exact name at this time. I also really had fun with the AK-47. I've been trying to use as much of the weapons as possible just to kind of get a feel for them. And I overall feel like it's, it's fairly balanced. I don't feel like it's so far at a point where if you're not using a certain weapon, you're just at a huge disadvantage. So it's kind of nice to see that. And obviously we're going to see changes throughout the rest of the alpha and probably the beta, of course. And then by the time we get to launch, it will be probably a whole different feel for the game as far as weapon balancing is concerned. So when it comes to the maps, I want to say that, although I didn't appreciate or have fun on every single map, they're not all of my favorite. I don't think that any of these maps are absolutely terrible, especially when you're comparing them to like some of the experiences we had in Modern Warfare. There's not a million different angles to get shot from. There's not doors, which is huge. It just feels more like a traditional multiplayer experience. And I think that's overall good for the community, as that's typically what we've liked the most. And honestly, it just kind of adds a little bit more fun back into the regular multiplayer experience. Alongside 6v6, we have Combined Arms, which is basically Black Ops Cold War's version of Ground War. Now we have Armada as one of our maps, which is the boats. You got the central big boat in the middle. You got a couple of smaller boats on the sides. You're also able to ride jet skis and drive boats as well. The boats are similar to tanks from Modern Warfare. However, I don't feel like they're as dominant on this map as maybe they are in some of the Ground War maps. And then we also have Crossroads, which is a snow map where tanks are unfortunately present, and then you are able to drive snowmobiles as well. Now, the feel for the maps, like I said, it's very similar to Ground War. It's kind of what I expected. When you're playing the snow map, you're going to see a lot of people sitting on rooftops and sniping. And then when you're playing on the boat map, you're going to typically see some people sitting back in their spawn in windows trying to snipe across the map. There wasn't a lot of people, playing the objective, in my opinion. It was either you were on a team that wouldn't move at all, or you were on a team that had complete domination over the map. Completely same feel as Ground War. I don't know if I could see myself playing this a ton throughout the year, but we'll just have to see what other maps they offer and how this mode might change as we get closer to release. 6v6, like I said, is probably the place that I'll be. Overall, the maps, they're not terrible. They are a little bit more open. You have better view or visibility, I should say, over the players coming out of their spawns or coming from different directions. There's just not a billion different windows to sit in. I think overall the success of 6v6 could be pretty solid this year, as long as they have some decent maps to offer. Now, one thing I want to say about this game that makes it a little bit different is obviously the score streaks. Score streaks are back, but they have a different system, and I think we're all kind of familiar with the system at this point. It's kind of one of those you don't lose your streaks when you die situation, kind of similar to requisitions in World War II. You gain a multiplier based on the streak that you're on, where you will earn more points for every kill that you get. Essentially, it pays, obviously, to be on more streaks or higher streaks so that you can get your score streaks a lot quicker. If you're dying every single kill, you're not going to get your streaks, or you're just not going to get them very quickly. So the cool thing about this system is that you are able to get streaks more than once. It's not the same as overlapping them, but it is very similar in the fact that once you get a spy plane, you call it in, the cooldown starts, and once the cooldown is over, if you're still on a streak and you get some more points, you're going to be able to call another spy plane in, and it overall could help you earn your other streaks as well. Getting streaks in this game, as long as you're able to jump on the objective and get some kills, isn't as difficult as you would think, but it is going to be challenging for those people that are constantly dying and getting taken out. Overall, I don't think the score streaks were extremely overpowered. I think the chopper gunner is pretty long though. I think it's like around 1 minute and 15 seconds as a duration, which can be quite a while if you're out there getting just absolutely destroyed by one of these. But the likelihood of someone getting multiple chopper gunners in the game, they would have to, absolutely be frying in order to make that happen. I feel like the time to kill is absolutely much better than we had in Modern Warfare. It doesn't feel like you get absolutely lasered in 2 bullets. However, with this time to kill, it does become a little bit more challenging to take out multiple opponents. If you, go around a corner and there's 3 people, it's going to be a lot more difficult to take them all out without them just absolutely lasering you. But it does give you an opportunity that if you do get shot, you can kind of hit cover and jump out and still be able to actually challenge somebody and possibly take them out. So the little bit longer time to kill definitely makes this game feel a lot better, at least to me. I kind of, preferred not so much the BO4 time to kill, which was extremely long, but it is a nice balance between that and where we were with Modern Warfare, which was extremely fast. So overall, the time to kill feels pretty good to me. None of the weapons seem to be absolutely mind-blowingly more powerful than the others. When it comes to connection, I didn't have a lot of connection errors in this game. It just seemed like I got into a couple lobbies where there was some major lag spikes, and also a couple matches where maybe I was playing, on the East Coast, and I was getting a little bit higher ping, and I wasn't necessarily getting connection with as many of my bullets as I might have been in some of my other lobbies. So there was some inconsistency to bullet registration, it seemed, based on some of the connections that I was getting. But overall, most of the matches I had, I felt like the connection was pretty solid. I don't have too many complaints as far as that's concerned. Now, there is one thing that I will say is a little bit of a concern for Black Ops Cold War, and it's going to be the matchmaking. Now, we are only getting hands-on with the alpha so far, but based on the alpha, the first 5 games or so that you play just felt absolutely amazing. It didn't really feel like you were getting any specific matchmaking, like based on skill level or anything like that. It totally felt like an old version of Call of Duty. It gave you the feels of the Black Ops 2 times and even before, and it felt really good. But after having, 5 or 6 solid matches, you jump in and you just kind of felt like skill-based matchmaking was taking over. And I'm not the only one that thought this. It's so bad that, multiple people are saying something about it. But we're not going to dive too much into skill-based matchmaking here today. Just wanted to address that it did feel relevant. It did feel like it was a part of the alpha. And hopefully by the time we get to release, they at least tone it back a bit or kind of take it out of the game altogether. But that's my first impressions of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Across the board, I think it's going to be an excellent year for content. It's going to be a fun Call of Duty to play. There's just some choices they have to make in order to get us there. And honestly, I'm excited to play this beta here in a month, see what changes they make. And I'm also really excited to get hands-on to the full release in November, and especially get to play it on our next-gen consoles. So that's going to wrap things up for today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy the alpha if you're out there playing it. For those of you that are unable to get your hands on yet because you're on Xbox and PC, we'll see you in the beta, and hopefully you guys will like it just as much as I do. That's going to wrap things up for today's video. I'm going to see you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.